Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today I'm going to start on an AT-1 Yamaha. A gentleman left this with me in the spring. I can't remember when it was, March or April probably. And he's actually from Canada, and he comes through here as a snowbird going to Florida in the wintertime. So I told him I'd have it ready for him when the snow flew and he was on his way back down south. So I thought I'd better get going on it. I've got several things that I've been trying to catch up on, and I think this is the last one for somebody else. And you know, of course, I've got a lot of my own stuff that's still cooking. But anyhow, this is a 72. And we're going to go completely through it. We're going to see if we can get it tore down today, see what it needs so we can order stuff. He had a lot of stuff. He'd already removed the cylinder and you know, the head and the cylinder and the piston and that sort of thing. And he just wants me to go through it and fix anything that needs to be fixed and get it going real good for him. So that's what we're going to do. So today, our task is to tear it down and see what it needs. So let's get going on it. Okay guys, thank you very much. So the first thing we're going to do is get this side cover off, and then we'll get into the ignition. Looks like it might be all loose. He probably didn't put it back together, you know, permanently. Fella just always thinks that he's going to need to use an impact to get things loose. Well, maybe I did get it. Well, I have all kinds of helpers looking for parts for me for the HS1. I've got Dean over in the United Kingdom. He's looking over there, and got Murray here in the States. He's taking a peek at see what he can come up with. So maybe we can find some pistons and rings. That's what we're needing right now. It looks like most of this other stuff is not a big deal. A lot of the seals and stuff are the same as an Enduro, actually. Now let's see what we've got here. Okay, we've got boy, there's I don't know what's been going on in here. What in the world's this doing over here? Looks like we're going to have some gremlins to figure out. You seeing this here? It's like a, I think it's got a wire behind it here. That's going to the brush. Oh boy, I hate stuff like this. Well, we'll just have to get the diagram out and see what we can do. I just hate wiring that is kind of cobbled up, because you just don't know what has happened, whether or not they've shorted something and burnt something up or what in there. So I don't think this is his doing. He just bought this thing and wants to get it on the road. So we're just going to figure it out for him. That's what we've got to do. That's our task. All right. All right, these are, I think we're going to have to work on. Oops, you know what? I think I need to pop those brushes out of there first. Let me do that. It probably won't hurt anything to pop them out, but this is the right thing to do. Get those out before we pull all this off. Okay, they had this little strap right here underneath the screw to this brush. So let's see if I can get my little spring pulled here and get the brush out. Okay, there's the first one. And that brush looks perfectly fine. This electric start, so it'll have 4 of these. And we've got another one right here. I need to get me a little pair of pliers. And then I can get this one and pull it. And it's looking okay too. A little shorter, but it's looking okay. Okay, so I got the other 2 out. This one here, I'm going to put the screw back in down here and put it here. That way the only thing I've got to worry about is where this went, and it went right under the head of that. So I'm just going to have to see what, we'll have to sort all this out. All right, so we should be good to go ahead and remove it. Oh boy. Just kind of work it out a little at a time. This is just how they do really fit tight. It's basically a electric motor of such, so they're pretty precise. There we go. All right. And we got to get the armature off. Let me get some tools together. Okay, getting the strap wrench on here. I don't know whether I'm going to need that or whether it'll even be enough, but the special tool for removing that, and you can use just a bolt. I think it's a 10 millimeter 125 or something like that, but it works a little better if you got that snout. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. All right. There. Wasn't on too hard, so it just popped right off. Sure been leaking around the seal there. Okay, this armature is looking pretty bad here. Looks like it needs to be undercut and turned. Okay. You can see this probably is from the seal leaking here. The stator part of this, when you put it back in, you've got this little pin right here that lines up with a slot on the stator. So you'll have to make sure you get that done if that's what if you're doing one of these. I think while I'm over here, I'll go ahead and remove the clip here on the shifter. And well, that's already loose. I saw that it wasn't bent over. Oh boy, we got some grease on there. I wonder what, I saw that grease on the armature too, that white grease. So you can see it right here. I don't know why it's there. Yeah, that's going to need some work. We got that. It should be a washer. Yep. Yeah, it looks like anti-seize or something. Yucko. And I guess probably just as well get that too. Oh, that screw's bent. I don't think that wire holder goes on there anyway. Yeah, the screw's bent. It looks like this plastic piece here is broken too. Right here on the... Oh man, sure got those tight. All right. So, I think I'll go ahead and get this off, and then we'll flip it over the other side and start taking the clutch side apart. Yeah, a little break here in this piece here. It still work okay. It just keeps the dust out here. We're going to leave the C-clip on for the time being. Let me get it around. All right, let's go ahead and see what's under the oil pump cover. Sure hope there's a pump there. Yep, there he is. Okay, we've got our one screw back here we've got to get out. Okay, for preliminary visual inspection looks okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the clutch cover screws out. Okay, got all those out, I think. Yeah, looks like it's going to be stuck. All right, looks like it broke loose. Yeah, there we go. Now I looked down the throat of that thing and it looked like it was empty, so if it's not, I guess I'm gonna have a mess. Oh boy. Somebody used gasket sealer on it. That's always nice. Now I gotta try to scrape all that off. All right. Okay, we've got our little shim right there that goes on the oil pump drive. And we've got all our drive mechanism in there, and the tachometer is free. So looks good so far. Like I say, here's where that shim goes, right here on the nylon gear. And you've got this little piece here too. So we'll get those off so we don't lose them. So our next thing to look at is getting the clutch off. So I'll go ahead and get started on that. Okay, let me get some tools. We'll get the lock washer unbent, and then we'll remove the nut there. Okay, everything kind of looks like it should in there. Let me get another tool for that. Oops. Got over here with the right one, but put the wrong one on there. That never happens. Oh boy. They had the Belleville washer on upside down. Probably wouldn't have stayed there long, but it may have. It may have been there for years. These usually aren't on there very tight, but they need a little help getting them started. And they had that on backwards too. They had the, I knew that looked wrong. That's supposed to go, the recess goes towards the engine. And I don't think that was on all the way. Well, you know, just the way it is sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. May have to give it a little tap on the other side. Probably a little bent. Get our idler off. Got a washer on the outside, should be one on the bottom, it's not. So we're missing one there. And let's see about Kickstarter there. And we've been banging here, so I'd say this thing is slipped. So we'll have to repair it or find another one. Usually when they start banging into the case there, that's indication of what's going on there. Okay, get our pizza cutter off. Let me get that spring pulled first. There we go. Yeah, well, that's really worn out. We'll need to do pizza cutter. When they get that loose, you're not shifting very good. It's hard to find the gears sometimes. Okay, so I think we're done over here for the time being. The one thing I need to try to do here is get the O-ring out of the on the fly or the crankshaft there. It just sets right up here. Let me get a pick to try to get in there. They'll usually come out. You can usually get the crankshaft out with them, but it just makes everything easier if you get that off. Get under it, but having trouble getting it out. Huh. There we go. Yeah, there. Okay, now there's a little oil in there draining. And let's get our washer right here. It's our 3mm washer. All the others were there for the clutch. Okay, let me get this turned around and we'll get the case screws out. Go ahead and start taking our screws out. Stripped one out here, the head out. The rest of them are out. That's the only one, so we'll be drilling that one out. We just drill the head off and then deal with it when the cases come apart. There we go. You can see it there now. The head just popped off. So we'll deal with the screw after we get it out. Looking for my magnet. There we go. And get most of that out of there. Okay. So that should just pop out of there, pull through. Okay, we'll go ahead and remove our clip and washer if there are any. And it looks like there is. That's holding the drum in. And get the detent out of there. The ball. And the neutral switch. Okay, I think that's it. And maybe we can get that spacer out of there. Okay, looks like all the screws except our broken one. And that's everything that needs to come out. Got a good gooey one there, it looks like. Let's see if we can get her to come loose. Sounds like it is. Once you get those dowel pins separated, it's works pretty good usually. All right, looks like we got it. There we go, and there's our screw. Still stuck in there. And you can see here we've got some rust and oil. I don't see rust and water, I just see rust and oil. Got a shim on this side. That should be the way it is. Probably won't be on one on the other side, but there could be. I'm not sure. I don't think this one's been apart. Not this far, but you know, you can't always tell. Yeah, looks like, no. Yeah, we do. There's a shim right here. Okay, so we got a shim on both sides of the crankshaft. And it feels okay. Looks like our sealing surface is good. And all our dimples, I think, are all right. All right, no shims on top, as there shouldn't be. So let's see if we can get this gear set out. So far it looks fine. These are the trunnions off the shift forks that are falling out. Drum looks all right. I'm not seeing any broken teeth or anything right now anyway. And there's no shims there. So no shims, counter shaft side or clutch side on the gear sets. Some have them, some don't. Okay, looking pretty good there. I'm really surprised there's no owies over here from the chain breaking or coming off. That's almost unheard of. This rusty stuff kind of bothers me a little bit, even with no presence of water that I can see, but there's still rust. Yeah, well, we knew we were going to do bearings. Let me see if I can get cleaned up enough here to get that screw out. Shouldn't be a big deal. Oh no, yeah, it just come right out. Usually they're not, it's just the heads that are the problem. And I cleaned that one and tried to seat the tool in it first and everything, but you know, it just happens. Okay. Not seeing anything right now. The only thing we really need to look at is to see if the kicker is slipped, because that's usually what causes this kind of carnage right here. Okay, really the only big thing that concerns me is this right here. It's an unknown thing, and the wiring I don't like. but we'll have to see what we can do here with testing it. Got a lot of rust in there, just a lot of crap. I don't know. We'll see on this, and we'll see on this also. It looks like it probably needs to be turned and then undercut. So we'll see on that part. And the piston, like I said, he had the cylinder off already. It's got a 96. That's a standard piston, so that's a good thing. And it actually doesn't look too bad, but he left me a 1 millimeter over piston, but I don't think we need to be going that far. We'll try it at 25, and if it don't go, then we'll go 50. I think I've got 25 and 50, so we'll try those. No use taking all the life out of the cylinder, and I think he'll agree with me on that. And other than that, it doesn't look too bad. Like I say, the electronics here is what concerns me, because there's really no way to fix this stuff much. You can replace points and condenser, which looks like they've probably never been changed. But if we've got any difficulties in here, we're probably going to have to find another one. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, guys, there you have it. We've got the AT1, or AT2 in this case, disassembled. Not looking too bad. I didn't see anything except the kicker. It may have slipped on the splines here. That's kind of the MO on those things. If it has, we'll see about getting a new one. If we can't find a new one, then we'll weld it. I've done several of them like that. But before you can do any of that, you've got to get it back to where it originally is supposed to be. You can't just weld it in place. So we'll look at that. We'll get everything cleaned up. I've got a shopping list. He left me with some stuff. I think some clutch plates, some engine seals. So we're gonna have to get all the bearings, the pizza cutter. What else was there? Just gaskets, I guess. So not a lot of stuff. The piston, I'm pretty sure I've got all those. I do so many AT1s, AT2s, and the 175s. Those are kind of the cream of the crop as far as what people like these days. And I've got most of those kind of pistons because I use them myself. And it just makes it easier for me to, if I can't, I always try to bore to the smallest size. And if you can't quite get there, well, you can go to the next size if you got the stuff. So, hey, if you take a second to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the thumbs up button, and hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get the next video first that I put up. But other than that, thanks for going along on the ride. See you next video.